Hi everybody, it's Sky again, and I know I said these were going to start when I went to college, but that's about 5.5 weeks away, and a lot of things can happen in that time, like today. Today I went to the matinee showing of an amazing new movie that just came out back not too long ago. Some of you may have heard of it and seen it already, and some of you may not have. It's called How to Train Your Dragon 2, the sequel to the much beloved computer animated film How to Train Your Dragon, which has also had several TV shows on Cartoon Network. I never watched them because, well, I like the movies better. They were called Dragons, Riders of Berk, and Riders, Defenders of Berk, if I am remembering correctly. Somebody correct me if I'm wrong. So, anyway, like I said in my first video, I'm going to be doing movie reviews. So, today is all about How to Train Your Dragon 2, reviewed by Sky. So, some of you may not know, and I will say this now, this is filled with spoilers if you have not seen it. If you've not seen it, turn this video off now. Do it right now if you've not seen this movie. So, now that the people who have not seen it and don't want to be spoiled are gone, I can now talk to everybody who has seen it or just doesn't care about spoilers. So, as many of you probably know, the story of How to Train Your Dragon 2 takes place 5 years after the original first movie takes place. Berk has changed from the dragon-hating bloodthirsty Vikings that it was in the first movie, and now the entire community is filled with dragons as friends. Vikings have dragons as pets, as friends. There are sports surrounding it. They have their stables. The weapon shop where Hiccup works is no longer making weapons. They make saddles for people to ride. Even Hiccup's father, Stoic the Vast, chief of Berk, has his own dragon, which, might I say, is very awesome. Anyway, so, while Hiccup is out exploring, he and his lovely Viking girlfriend, Astrid, spoilers, they get together. They are out looking for new lands after Astrid wins another game of dragon racing, which is now the, would it be national sport or island sport? Big sport there. After she's won, they are out creating a map of the world, which is now expanded to them beyond their tiny island since they have dragons. Well, they come across something that nobody has ever really seen before. Dragon trappers, who, upon discovering, are trapping dragons for an army for a man named Draco Bloodfist. No, nothing ever comes from a guy named Draco. Harry Potter reference, if you don't get it. So anyway, they rush back. And when Hiccup tells his dad, who is all excited for Hiccup to become chief one day, when his dad hears that Bloodfist is making an army of dragons, the island goes on lockdown. And war looks like it's on the horizon. But what does our rebellious future chief do? He runs off, and his girlfriend follows. Teenagers are not very smart, are they? Even though they're 20. Yes, Hiccup is 20 in this movie, which means he was 15 in the first one. Anyway, through many series of events, Hiccup becomes separated in his attempt to talk sense into Bloodfist and avoid a war that apparently his father thinks is inevitable because Bloodfist is a madman. But things turn to a surprise when Hiccup is taken captive by a mysterious dragon rider. Who is this dragon rider, you might ask? Wait, there are other dragon riders besides those in Berk? Yes, there are. But this dragon rider holds a very near dear spot to our hero Hiccup and his father Stoic. Yep, you've guessed it. This mysterious dragon rider is the once thought dead Val, Hiccup's mother and Stoic's wife, who had been living among the dragons for the past 20 years. who thought Hiccup would be better off with his dad rather than her. Stoic and Val are reunited, very much in love since the day they lost each other. Very sweet and touching. But then all of the peace is gone when Draco, after finding out from our other not very smart and highly impulsive teenage dragon riders that Stoic is alive, and there are other dragon riders, one of whom is a dragon master, according to Astrid, and rides a Night Fury, the last of his kind. War commences where the dragon nest is, where the dragon alpha is located, and the alpha is killed by another of his kind. And if any of you know anything about alphas, alphas are the head of the pack. It goes with wolves, it also works with dragons. He who is alpha, everybody obeys, and in this case, not always willingly. Because poor Toothless, no matter how stubborn that boy is, ends up being entrapped in the control of the alpha, and Stoic dies. It's very sad. He gets his traditional Viking send-off, and war breaks out. I'm not going to spoil the ending, even though I've pretty much spoiled the rest of the movie, but if you know the ending, then I can tell you, Hiccup and Toothless together take on Bloodfist and the new Dragon Alpha, in which Toothless becomes the Alpha after displaying dominance and showing that he is the better one to lead, thereby breaking the spell this huge dragon has over the other ones. They start to follow him. And after Bloodfist is gone, seeming to have died, and after falling off his dragon into the frozen waters, Hiccup is chief, and Toothless is Dragon Alpha, and peace resumes in Berk with a rousing game of, you guessed it, dragon racing. So now that I've completely talked about the entire storyline, I can start pointing out what I liked and what I didn't like. One thing that I will admit, I love the character Astrid. She's a strong, independent Viking woman who will not take any crap, as shown in the first movie when she handled Snotlout. But there is one thing I do find kind of ironic, and I didn't even realize this until my dad pointed this out. America Ferrera, who voices Astrid, is of Hispanic descent, and she's playing a Viking. I know a lot of people won't get that irony, but it is there, trust me. It's not meant to be racist in any way, it's just a little ironic. But she is an amazing actress. Her voice acting is spot on, and she just gives Astrid life. She makes her that amazing Viking woman that won't take any crap from anybody. What I didn't like was the whole alpha bit, which is, I honestly think they just pulled that from the one comment Astrid made in the first movie, in which she talked about how the dragon's nest that the Vikings were looking for, how the dragon in the middle was basically the queen and it was a hive. It was just an analogy. But then they bring in this alpha, and Val comments, "What, for every queen there's an alpha." It was really stupid. I did not like that. I will freely admit, when Stoic died, I cried the living daylights out of me. But there were a few things that left me a little puzzled, like the dragon skin cape that Bloodfist wore. It was black, and it was fireproof, so And there's only one dragon we can only think of, and that would be Toothless. It never said, it never really said anything like, why is Toothless the last of his kind? Do they just not breed, or did he kill them all off? It left a lot of implications that should have been explained and probably would have made for a better storyline, because it would have provided Toothless with incentive to kill this guy. And since Toothless and Hiccup are so well bonded, which we also find out that Toothless is the same age as Hiccup, never really explained how that works either. I really wish they would have. I would have loved to have known how to tell a dragon's age based off of like one little spot under their neck. Other than that, it was a pretty good movie. The animations were way better, but I've always thought that sequels could never beat the originals. This came very close, though. There was, although I will admit, Snotlout and Fish Legs going for the girl twin. I'm sorry. Was she tough or rough? I think she was tough. I don't... What? Are they just desperate? And then her creepy weirdness going after the dragon trapper. That was weird. Other than that, I give it 4.5 stars. Mostly just because of that one. Mostly just because of the things that left unsaid. Anyway, so this has been my review of How to Train Your Dragon 2. I hope you guys enjoyed. I will be posting up more videos, may do a couple of book reviews. If there are any movies you guys want me to watch or review, leave a comment and I'll do it. No horror movies. Nope. I don't do horror. I don't do slasher flicks. If you post those, I will ignore you. You've been warned. So, anyway, I hope you guys like this review. I hope you find it informative, not boring, and slightly funny. So, this is Sky Graham. Well, actually, this is Sky. Whoopsie. And I will post another video for you guys later. Or next week, depending. Bye, everybody.